Hey there, welcome to another episode of Star Wars Talk. So in today's episode of Star Wars Talk, it's going to be a Star Wars series. And there's another new Rey series out, which I'll briefly touch on. Spoiler alert, if you have not played the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign yet, just a quick warning, though I don't know if it's a spoiler alert because the series is based off of an offhand line from the game, which really just opens up the door for another series. Probably, I would say 99% sure that it's a red herring, but who knows? Because it's revealed in the last mission that Del Maco and Iden Versio, presuming Iden Versio, who else would it be? All the context clues say that, and Kylo Ren suggests it, so, yeah. So I have a daughter, and a good portion of the community is now saying that daughter is Rey. A few specific Dash Star I know put a video out. Generation Tech put a video out on it, and also Super Conan Brothers. Have yet to actually watch the Dash Rendar one, not Dash Rendar, Dash Star yet, his video yet, but I've watched the other two, and then I watched Star Wars Explained's response. I agree with Star Wars Explained on this, that Rey is not likely to be Iden's and Darrow's daughter. I do agree, it's very unlikely. Especially, your parents, besides, they put her on Jakku to keep her safe from the First Order. Makes some sense, but, okay, first of all, Iden and Darrow were special forces, so highly trained and skilled. Plus, it appears that Darrow knew Luke Skywalker. I don't think you would have any trouble protecting your daughter. You wouldn't need to hide her on a desert planet. But then again, who knows? But my theory is loosely based off of that, and it's kind of out there. In fact, I don't give it much stock myself. That's how crazy I think my own theory is. So there's a reason why I only called this series called this video a new Rey Parentage series. So the reason why I called it that is because I didn't want to reveal too much into it, but I did want to allude at what it was. But it's more complex than a simple biological parentage. No, it's much, much more complex. And the reason is, I posed it because we know that in the Star Wars universe, there's cloning technology. That's right. I'm predicting that Rey is a clone. But not any ordinary clone. No, not like the clones from the Clone Wars, which was cloned from a single individual or a unitary clone. I'm not even saying she's a binary clone, which would be somebody taking the DNA from two people and using it to create a child. That actually happened in the last season of Star Trek Enterprise. I do watch Star Trek and I do enjoy it as well. So that was done. So I don't see why they couldn't do binary cloning in Star Wars as well, because they can do regular unitary cloning. But not just binary cloning. But what if Rey is a ternary clone or a quaternary clone? So 3, 4, or what I'm saying is a quinary or centenary clone, or perhaps even a septary, octenary, novenary, or denary clone. So just basically combining DNA from more and more individuals. The reason is because she's kind of we don't know. When is the ultimate twist being that good portion of the major parentage series are correct, yet not at the same time? So imagine if a crazed science wanted to create the perfect individual. So he or she took DNA from the galaxy's most famous and skilled people. Took some DNA from Luke, from Leia, from Han, from Iden Versio, from Del Maco, from the fan theorized unknown child of Obi-Wan to somehow make Rey related to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And who knows how many other potential ones. Say if there's a crazy scientist out there, that why not? And then gives Rey to two people to raise who, that, cause We know that Rey is waiting for a family, but for her family was just not really her actual family. But it's crazy, and it's actually designed to be crazy, I'll admit. But it makes sense. In all the craziness of the series, well, you can literally, as a joke, say, take two characters from Star Wars and say they're Rey's parents. You can even take two characters from Star Trek, and I'm pretty sure that some fans will say, here's a possibility. They will actually give a thought. So, this series may be a bit crazy, but I would say it's no more crazy than her being related to Jar Jar, which I think is 99.9 repeating, essentially 0% likely, not likely at all. I know I said 99.9 repeating, unlikely, but so yeah, I'm so focusing on. So as I said earlier, raise a clone, just a quinary or centenary or even possibly octenary or novenary or denary clone. Just combining the DNA from multiple individuals to create a perfect being, which is weird but could actually work. Because we see that, from the Clone Wars that, and Attack of the Clones, that the yeah, as the people of Camino, the Camino, I can't even say their name, but the big, tall, white-looking aliens I see in UV light from Camino. They are experts at cloning, and they were able to modify the genome of Jango Fett to make the clones more obedient. So why couldn't a rogue Caminoan scientist do this, or just some other scientists? I'm sure others in the Star Wars universe were experimenting with cloning. We only know of Camino's efforts in canon. Legends had a few more, but I still think it is likely. Now, is a possibility that Rey could be a clone of all these famous individuals that I listed, and potentially others from these books, and that some might have taken some of Wedge's DNA, somebody might have taken Noah Rex's DNA she was introduced in the Aftermath trilogy. Someone could have taken the DNA of, what's a really obscure character? Fake Wedge. Someone could take in the DNA of Fake Wedge as well. Someone could take in the DNA of half a dozen Imperials and half a dozen unnamed rebels that we never got to meet. We don't know. Someone could take in the DNA of Dr. Aphra from the Star Wars comics. Who knows? Now, do I think this is likely? I say it's as likely as any other Rey Parentage theory, which means I have no idea how likely it is. I do think it's more likely than some of the other more crazy ones out there, and I have seen some crazy ones, but I don't think it is as likely as some of the other more base ones out there. No, her being Luke Starter. I can see that very likely, and that's my personal favorite. I also kind of like my slight twist on that common one where Luke hooked up with with somebody who is related to Obi-Wan, like Obi-Wan's daughter that he never had, or even granddaughter could be. Who knows? Really, you could say anything, and people would give it, as I said earlier, a logical consideration. Maybe not logical, but definitely they would consider it as a actual possibility. So yeah. Now, I have no idea if my theory is going to be accurate, but I just thought I saw it out there, and I don't give much stock to my own theory. I prefer the theory that I laid out at the sometime in January of this year. You can go back and watch that video if you would like, which I laid down my evidence, which had a lot to do with somatic elements. This one's more just, how could they really just put one over on us? How could they make Rey's parentage and heritage so ridiculous that nobody would guess it except for as a joke? Which is kind of what I'm doing. That's why I somehow think it could be semi-accurate. But Rey being a binary clone, I would put more stock in. I really would say that is a possibility that we just don't know. But before I do, there's one thing I want them to include. One thing I think would be neat for them to do in The Last Jedi regarding Rey's parentage. We all know the big scene in The Empire Strikes Back where, spoiler alert, why, if you're watching this video, you need that warning, I don't know, but spoiler alert, Darth Vader revealed to Luke that Darth Vader, was Luke's father, which Luke did not believe until Yoda confirmed it for him. That was also put in to help the younger children in the audience accept it as well. Behind the scenes fact there for you. But so yeah, so why couldn't why couldn't we do a good twist on that where somebody reveals her parents to her, but it ends up being, well, incorrect? That would be awesome to see. So somebody says essentially, Rey, I am your father, Rey, I am your mother, but it's revealed in episode 9 that that person was lying. Kind of a neat twist on that when you think about it. It would be quite a good little thing to kind of throw the audience off. We all think we got our good solid fix, we figured it out, it's been revealed, we're all good, and then it's revealed in Last Jedi that it was a total ruse by somebody. That would actually be amazing. It would be a neat little twist. Or another way to twist that, so the difference from Empire Strikes Back is even more apparent. Well, Luke literally says, no, I don't know who your father is, Rey. I wish I did. That would be an interesting little addition, because that would be kind of neat. Like, imagine if, in the random scenario, Luke and Rey are talking, and Luke says, nobody ever told you what happened to your family, have they? And Rey says, no, nothing. And then Luke says, well, Rey, I don't know either. Something like that line, like, everyone thinks it's gonna be the reveal, and then it's just revealed that, he doesn't know either. But I think Luke somewhat knows, and I think Leia suspects, at the very least. But so yeah, so there you have it, my rambling thoughts on a new Rey Parentage series, one that's totally crazy as well. So yeah, and how I kind of included all the other Rey series in here somehow. I can't believe I actually managed to do that. I am actually thinking I'm going a bit cuckoo. Okay, not really. No, I don't think I'm actually going cuckoo, but it does make a nice little interesting thing to throw in the video that gets people commenting in the comments below. Speaking of the comment section, feel free to let me know in this very comment section, what do you think of my series? Do you think that Rey could somehow be a clone of an individual, a binary clone, a ternary clone? I always want to say trinary clone for some reason. A quaternary clone or whatever. I'm personally going for a quinary clone or a centenary clone. So 5 or 6 different genetic DNA, 5 or 6 different genetic codes being used to compile arrays. That's my personal preference on this cloning theory. So I do think a binary might be a bit more accurate. But hey, this is what I'm thinking. That way I can kind of blend all the series together. And well, so with so many possible series, we might as well go all the way up to a I don't know, a Jotun-ary, which is 10 to the 24th power. Or even more crazy, a Googleplexianary, which is 10 to the 100th power. Quite impressive. So 10 to the 10, which is to the 100th power. I can't even explain it. That's how big it is. So yeah, it's ultimately just a crazy little thing I came up with. But I want you to know your thoughts. So you can let me know what you think about my series, the main series I presented here, I should say. And you can just let me know of any other Rey Parentage series that you have come up with. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down below answering what I proposed to you earlier in this video. Also consider following me on social media. Links are in the description. Also consider supporting me on Patreon. Your donation there can greatly help me to sustain my channel. And as always, have a good day or good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.